And we are back with another episode. Let's talk about what you've been up to for the last week and what you're doing. Some big things happening.
So last 2 weeks concluded on 2 transactions that we purchased.
Yes.
One of them is a 14,000 square foot warehouse in Minneapolis, which we are going to be leasing now.
Okay.
And we also bought a retail mall in Spring Park.
Okay.
It's a picturesque property on Lake Minnetonka with a couple of docks. It's beautiful. And
Okay.
we successfully found a tenant into the vacancy. So now we have a stable building. We got a little bit of remodeling and stuff.
Okay.
But very exciting stuff.
Is that where the new restaurant's going?
Yes, there's a new restaurant opening called VONN. Check it out, Von.
Okay.
It's going to be a seafood restaurant. There's a lot of articles and news posts about it.
Awesome.
So I'm excited about that, for sure.
Right.
Well, other than that, this is my last week prior to my departure for a trip to Russia.
Okay.
Where me and Mastermind group are going to climb Mount Elbrus.
Okay.
Which is the highest peak in Europe and Russia.
Right. And how high is it?
It's about 19,000 feet.
Wow.
So it's going to be cold and it's going to be dreary, but it's going to be exciting. I'm looking forward to it. So
That's gonna be fun.
I'm going to be gone for 3 weeks, and now I'll try to do some videos and share with my friends and people out there my experience.
Right, so that kind of jumps into the perfect segment of what we're going to talk about today is mindset, right? Mm-hmm. Why are you climbing the mountain?
Well, initially the mountain was, I was invited to a mastermind with Danny Newberry, a good friend of mine, Alan Schnorr, and several other commercial real estate developers. And we are going to, so the mastermind is called 7 Summit Adventure Club.
All right.
And basically, the idea behind this is to climb every single summit on every continent.
Wow.
Including Antarctica, by the way. I don't know about that.
That's a whole different mindset.
Yeah, but and the last peak being Everest.
Okay.
And of course, in light of the fact that a whole bunch of people died on the mountain, everybody and their brother and my wife and my kids have been trying to talk me out of it.
Right.
Which I've sort of set my mind to it, and I'm gonna do it. So climbing mountains for me has to do with discipline.
Okay.
Discipline of training for the summit, discipline of staying away from alcohol and from bad habits.
Right.
Discipline of mentally preparing for this exertion.
Sure.
A couple of weeks ago, I went to Colorado.
Yep.
And we climbed Mount Elbert.
Okay.
Which happens to be the highest peak in Colorado.
Okay.
And it was an amazing experience. Danny and I did it together, 2 of us.
Sure.
And as we hiked the mountain, we had exchanged a lot of ideas and talked about a lot of things that have to do with the business, personal life, achievement, mindset, and everything else. So, on top of it being a great physical exercise, great outdoors experience, the minds, to reprogram your mind and to align it with somebody else who is in a similar sort of mindset was pretty cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it goes just with anything, right? It's like when we work out in the morning, it's the same thing when you're pushing each other to do more, to run faster, to run further, right? But it seems like all of the greats, all the 0.1% of people that have built multi-billion-dollar companies, right? They use exercise or, whatever else it is, climbing mountains or doing skiing or whatever else to build up that tolerance and that endurance to bring it to the business side of things, right?
One of the things that I was pretty interesting for me, it was kind of an epiphany, is that as I was climbing the mountain or hiking the mountain, the whole purpose of hiking the mountain is to reach the summit. And by itself, it looks like that's a destination that you want to go to.
Right.
However, I've realized that destination was part of the whole experience. The actual experience was the climb itself.
Right.
Walking up, climbing the mountain, the physical exertion, the views. I mean, the whole the gamut of senses that you experience as you go through that journey has been absolutely phenomenal for me, and I look forward to it again because it's got a tremendous sort of a awe-inspiring experience.
For sure.
So that's where having gone to Colorado, I'm excited to go to this particular on this particular trip.
Because it just keeps building the journey, right?
Yeah, and I hope sometime soon I'll take my Caspian family with me, and maybe we'll go to Colorado and try the 14,000 there.
There you go.
I mean, that'd be great. It'll be fun.
Hopefully, most of the people can make it.
Oh yeah, it should be no problem.
You set a destination for your life, right? But when you're close to getting there, now you change that destination because now that destination is no longer good enough for you because it's, you're on the journey to something greater, right? So it's the same thing with the mountains, right?
But I think what you want to do is, and my realization was that no matter where you are in life, don't look forward to destination and think that that's where the euphoria is. That's where the, that's where it ends.
Correct.
I think every single summit in your life or in my life, in our lives, is a way to sort of recharge, collect your thoughts, and establish other goals and summits and other aspirations. But at the same time, don't forget to live every moment of your life because your life is a moment.
Of course.
And it's this continuous moment that you experience, and you don't want to sacrifice too much of that moment, killing yourself to get to the summit.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But with that too, everything requires sacrifice as well, right? You just have to make sure that those sacrifices are okay with you to get to where you want to go, right? Because nothing comes free, right?
Oh, absolutely.
As the old saying goes, there's no such thing as a free lunch.
No.
Right? But it goes down to that point is if you mentally stretch yourself to a certain degree, right, you can't go back, right? So it's you climbing the mountains or doing the exercises or doing the business transactions. You are stretching yourself to that point that you can never go back. Right? You're breaking, as they call glass ceilings, right? To where you're going to the next and the next and the next, and there's always obstacles that come in your way.
Totally.
But you're building solutions and you keep breaking through those ceilings, right? So,
and that makes your life exciting.
Of course. No, it gives you,
like Jeff Bezos says, and I love listening to these prominent businessmen.
Right.
He says, I'm in the pattern of regret minimization.
correct.
He says he does not want to regret when he's 80, looking back, not having done certain things, not having taken risks, not having climbed mountains. I could have totally told these guys, no, I'm not going. I'm scared, I'm not prepared or whatever. And then when I'm 80, looking back, I probably would be kicking myself saying, man, what the hell, I should have done it when I had the health to do it, when I had the time to do it, when I had the friends to do it with.
Right.
So regret minimization is one of the things that I sort of remembered from that speech.
Right. Yeah, it's like I forgot who talks about it, but they say that, the graveyard is the richest place in the world.
Oh, right. All
because
the ideas.
It's all the ideas, it's all the businesses that could have been, it's all the great founding, life-changing, and life-altering things that fear
Inhibited
people.
Inhibited from having realized them.
Right, totally. For sure. So that's the other thing, with mindset hand in hand goes fear. How do you get over fear? Like, talk about your first big deal. Your first big real estate transaction of that building that you bought,
it was
right?
very scary.
So how did you get over, what mindset did you have to get over that fear to be able to do it? Because 99.9% of people wouldn't do it. They wouldn't do it.
I think for me, it was the tremendous impact for me was my mentor, Alex, who basically held my hand throughout the negotiation, acquisition of the asset. And the whole time he said, look, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. It will be great. And I remember thinking that this might take me out of the game. This deal, if it doesn't happen the way it's supposed to happen, will basically bring me back to financial ruin.
Right.
Which I was just recovering from financial ruin from 2008, 2009 debacle. So I'm very grateful to have had friends and mentors who have sort of helped me with this deal and many other deals. And looking back, I want to do the same to others. I want to genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, help others to achieve their highest potential, and guide them with the knowledge that I have and the experience that I have. And by the way, I don't know everything. I'm still learning every day. I have my own aspirations. I look at people that are doing bigger and better things.
Right.
But for the small, for an immigrant who came here with nothing 20 years ago to have created this business and stuff, I think I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I think so too.
So yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. It's if you don't have those bigger aspirations and bigger goals with the right mindset, right, of not letting fear stop you. Once you do it once, now you start stretching to the next level, right?
Yeah, and now I feel comfortable buying that type of property that the 30,000 square foot warehouse building. Right. Today feels like a random run-of-the-mill transaction. It doesn't really scare me anymore. Now talking about larger assets, 200,000-300,000 square foot properties like Altamira Craig Plaza or whatever.
Right.
And I'm sure if the opportunity presents itself and we do go after something like that now as a team and stretch our minds, I think it will be another basically a stage. It's going to be another opportunity to stretch our minds and extend beyond our comfort zones.
Right, of course.
So,
but we grow in comfort zones, right?
Right.
Diamonds are made under pressure.
Totally.
So that's the same thing. Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you, and I hope we can continue this. And,
we'll do another episode once you're back from
for sure. Yeah.
the peak, the climb, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Thank you, Stas.
Thanks, guys.